What if I told you that the portable charger sitting in your bag right now, the one you bought specifically for travel, could get ripped out of your hands at the security checkpoint and tossed in a bin before you ever reach your gate? Not because you did anything wrong, not because you're carrying contraband, but because the manufacturers who sold you that charger never bothered to tell you it violates aviation rules. Rules set by the FAA domestically and enforced globally through IATA, the organization that sets standards for 290 airlines worldwide that have been tightening every single year. The FAA has logged 701 verified lithium battery incidents on aircraft since 2006. Nearly 40% of all those incidents were caused by portable chargers. And the people who actually fly for a living, the flight attendants, the gate agents, the frequent flyers racking up 100,000 miles a year, they've known which chargers get pulled and which ones sail through. They've been watching this unfold while the rest of us keep buying whatever has the highest milliamp-hour number on the box. Here's what most people miss. This isn't just about size. One of the chargers on this list will get confiscated even if it's perfectly legal, simply because of what's printed on the outside of its case. And the charger sitting at number 1 on our countdown has been recalled after 19 reports of fires and explosions, and over 1 million units are still floating around in people's travel bags right now. That one alone has caused more than $60,700 in property damage. And some of those units are still being sold secondhand. Hit that subscribe button, because every week we post videos that expose the hidden rules, the fine print, and the product traps that manufacturers hope you never figure out. Here are 5 portable chargers that fail airport security rules without you knowing. Ranked from quietly risky to absolutely banned. Number 5. Any power bank with missing or faded labels. The silent confiscation trap that catches compliant chargers. This one has been burning frequent flyers for years, and it has nothing to do with how many milliamp hours your charger holds. Viral videos from flight attendants and former TSA agents reveal that unclear or missing capacity labels are the #1 reason power banks get seized at checkpoints. Not oversized batteries, not recalled units. Labels. The enforcement data backs this up. If a TSA agent cannot clearly read the watt-hour or milliamp-hour rating printed on the physical chassis, they are legally required to treat it as an unidentified lithium battery hazard. That means confiscation. Immediate. No appeal. No second chance. Think about that. You could be carrying a perfectly legal 5,000 milliamp-hour charger, roughly 18.5 watt-hours, well under every limit on every airline, and still lose it because the print wore off in your bag. Here's how to actually use this information. Before you travel, flip your charger over. Look at the fine print. If the capacity markings are scratched, faded, or peeling, take a clear photo of the original specs and keep it on your phone. But more importantly, consider replacing the unit or applying a fresh label with the correct watt-hour rating visible. Some travelers carry the original packaging for exactly this reason. For reference, that label should show both the milliamp-hour rating and the watt-hour equivalent, because those are 2 different numbers and agents are trained to look for both. Why does this get overlooked? Because every piece of marketing around portable chargers focuses on speed, capacity, port count. Nobody tells you that the tiny sticker on the bottom is the difference between keeping your charger and watching it land in an airport trash can. And this is especially brutal in European and Asian airports, where enforcement is even stricter than in the United States. If you've got a charger that's been rattling around your travel kit for 2 or 3 years, this one is probably already happening to you. Number 4. The RAV Power. 30,000 milliamp-hour portable charger. The power favorite that gets flagged at the checkpoint every time. This charger clocks in at roughly 111 watt-hours. And that single number is the entire problem. The FAA draws a hard line at 100 watt-hours. Anything at or below that threshold flies in your carry-on, no questions asked. Anything between 101 and 160 watt-hours enters a gray zone where you need explicit airline approval before you board. The numbers don't lie. At 111 watt-hours, the RAV Power 30,000 sits 11 watt-hours above the automatic approval ceiling. That means every time you walk through security with this unit, you're rolling the dice. Some agents wave it through. Others pull it and ask for documentation you almost certainly don't have. Why this one? Because RAV Power built its reputation on raw capacity. 30,000 milliamp hours is a monster rating. It'll charge a modern smartphone 5 or 6 times over. That's exactly why travelers buy it. But nobody reads the fine print that says 111 watt-hours, and even fewer people realize that number puts them in a tier that requires pre-approval from their specific airline. Here's the conversion formula you should memorize. Milliamp hours multiplied by 3.7 volts divided by 1,000 equals watt-hours. That's the number that actually determines whether you fly. Here's how to actually use it. If you insist on traveling with this charger, contact your airline at least 48 hours before departure and request written approval for a battery between 101 and 160 watt-hours. Keep that confirmation on your phone. Without it, you're handing a TSA agent a reason to pull your charger. Why does this get overlooked? Because the marketing screams 30,000 milliamp hours in bold text and buries the watt-hour rating in 4-point font on the underside. The charger probably sitting in your bag right now might be in this exact watt-hour range, and you've never checked. Number 3. The Romos Sense 8 plus 30,000 milliamp hour, the budget beast that quietly crosses the line. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the charger industry has been selling you on milliamp hours while hiding the watt-hour number that actually determines whether you fly or get flagged, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are paying attention to the details manufacturers don't advertise. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you belong here. The Romos Sense 8 Plus lands at the same dangerous number as the RAV Power, roughly 111 watt-hours. But this one is sneakier because of who buys it and why. The Romos trades at a lower price point, which means it shows up constantly in budget travel gear recommendations, gift guides, and last-minute airport purchases. The testing backs this up. 30,000 milliamp hours at a nominal 3.7 volts equals 111 watt-hours every single time. There is no version of the math where this charger slips under the 100 watt-hour ceiling. For context, the safe ceiling in milliamp hours is roughly 27,000 milliamp hours. That's what equals 100 watt-hours at 3.7 volts. The Romos blows past that by 3,000 milliamp hours. Think about that. A charger marketed as a travel essential exceeds the very limit that determines whether it's allowed on a plane without special paperwork. And starting May 1st, the rules got even tighter. American Airlines and Delta now limit passengers to 2 portable chargers total, each under 100 watt-hours. Southwest cut it to 1 charger per passenger. The Romos Sense 8 Plus fails every single one of those policies. Here's how to actually use it. If you own this charger and you fly domestically on American, Delta, or Southwest, it cannot board the aircraft under the new rules without prior airline approval. And most airlines are not enthusiastic about granting that approval for a consumer power bank. Your safest move is a 26,800 milliamp hour charger, which lands at roughly 99 watt-hours, just under the limit. Why does this get overlooked? Because the budget price point puts it in the hands of exactly the travelers who are least likely to research aviation battery regulations. It's probably in an overnight bag in your closet right now, packed and ready for a trip that ends at the security line. Number 2. Any 50,000 milliamp-hour power bank. The completely banned charger that people still try to fly with. This is the one that doesn't have a gray zone. There is no approval process. There is no workaround. A 50,000 milliamp-hour power bank scales past 185 watt-hours, obliterating the 160 watt-hour absolute maximum that even the most lenient airline will consider. Every enforcement database confirms it. This class of charger is not allowed in carry-on luggage. It is not allowed in checked luggage. It is not allowed on the aircraft, period. The only way to transport one is to ship it as regulated cargo, classified under UN 3481 for lithium-ion batteries contained in equipment, which is impractical for virtually every traveler alive. And yet these units are everywhere. They dominate online marketplaces because the marketing focuses purely on capacity, on charging a laptop twice over, on running a portable fan for days. The ads never mention that the product is physically banned from commercial aviation. Why this matters more now than ever? Airports across the United States are deploying advanced CT scanners, computed tomography technology, the same used in medical imaging, that identify battery density and composition inside your bag without you ever opening it. The days of a 50,000 milliamp-hour brick sneaking through an X-ray are ending. These systems are specifically calibrated to flag batteries at risk of thermal runaway, the technical term for what happens when a lithium-ion cell enters an uncontrolled self-heating cascade that leads to fire or explosion. CT scanning makes thermal runaway risks visible before they ever board. Here's how to actually use this information. If you own one of these units, it is a home and car charger. Full stop. Do not pack it. Do not gate check a bag containing it. If your carry-on gets gate checked, you are required to remove all power banks before the bag enters the cargo hold. And this one can't stay in the cabin either. Why does this get overlooked? Because the listing page where you bought it never mentioned a single aviation restriction. The manufacturer sold you maximum capacity and left you to figure out the rest at 30,000 feet. You might have one of these sitting on your desk right now, fully charged, waiting for a trip it can never take. Number 1. Recalled Anker power banks. The fire hazard that's been hiding in a million travel bags. Here's what nobody tells you about the most trusted name in portable charging. Anker, the brand that dominates every best of list, every airport kiosk, every tech recommendation on the internet, has had multiple models recalled for fire and explosion hazards. The first recall dropped on October 17, 2024, covering models A1642, A1647, and a 1652. Then on June 12, 2025, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a direct warning on the Anker PowerCore 10000 Model A1263. By 2026, the recall expanded again to include models A1257, A1681, and A1689. More than 1 million units recalled. Pull up your charger right now and check the model number on the back. If it matches any of those, stop reading and go to Anker's website. The incident reports confirm it. Anker received 19 reports of fires and explosions on the A1263 alone, including 2 burn injuries and 11 reports of property damage totaling over $60,700. The expanded recall added 28 more reports of batteries overheating, exploding, and catching fire, in technical terms, entering thermal runaway. These chargers are not just non-compliant. They are active fire hazards that have failed UL certification standards and do not meet UN 38.3 testing requirements for safe lithium-ion transport. And on January 28, 2025, an Air Busan Airbus A321 was destroyed by fire on the ground at Gimhae International Airport in South Korea after a power bank ignited in an overhead bin. Multiple passengers were injured. That incident accelerated every airline restriction you're now seeing in 2026. Here's how to actually use this information. Check the model number on the back of every Anker charger you own. The recalled models are a 1642, a 1647, a 1652, a 1263, a 1257, a 1681, and a 1689. If it matches any of those, stop using it immediately. Do not fly with it. Do not charge devices with it. Contact Anker for a replacement. Why does this get overlooked? Because Anker's brand reputation is so strong that most owners never check recall databases. Every pro who travels for a living checks model numbers the same way a pilot checks instruments before takeoff. That charger has been sitting in your carry-on for months, maybe years, and you trust it because the name on the side says Anker. In your bag, on your nightstand, in the pocket of the jacket you packed last Tuesday, a recalled unit looks exactly like a safe one. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The charger industry has been selling you raw capacity numbers while hiding the aviation math that determines whether your device flies, gets confiscated, or experiences thermal runaway at 30,000 feet. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about portable chargers. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team faded labels? Team recalled Anker? Team 50,000 milliamp-hour ban? I read every comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, sometimes the most dangerous charger isn't the cheapest one or the biggest one. Sometimes it's the one you trusted the most, sitting in your bag right now, waiting for you to check the model number.